Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we're in the moon garden and we're going to finally harvest all these crazy wildflowers that I grew in these raised beds. We're going to cut back the flowers that are in bloom like this. This is a scabiosa and this is a scabiosa. We're going to cut the ones that are in bloom and dry them. We're going to cut the ones that have seed heads, remove their dead foliage, and we'll dry those. And we're going to cut back the Silene, which is this right here, and we'll dry those. So all of these are going to, and then we also have some Pearly Everlasting down here that we'll take care of as well. That can also be dried. So exciting day. I'm really looking forward to it because these raised beds have been looking so messy. They're just a little wild for me. So I'm just gonna cut all these back and then I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna do as far as drying and why I kept some and didn't keep others. We'll go through all of that. So this one is not fresh and it's not ready to go to seed and it's falling apart. It's just gonna have to be discarded. Some of these are just gonna have to be that way. I am removing all of the leaves because they're just going to shrivel up and dry, and it's really not necessary to mess with that and have that mess as they're drying. All right, now that all the leaves are stripped off, I will cut the flower heads off separate from the seed heads. Kind of tangled up in here. Would you please stop doing that? Oh, God. Well, then I'll just leave all these seed heads together. And then I keep these. You can see how the blooms are still pretty tight and they're not loose and falling apart. This is how you want them to be to dry. All right, now that those are all cut, and I still have a container over here that I want to get to, but it's in full sun now. So if I did that right now, all of the flowers would just wilt. I needed to get this done as quickly as possible. You can see it's in full sun now, and it's time for me to bundle them and get them in some dry shade so they don't wilt any further. This Pearly Everlasting wilts the worst of all of them, so that's the first one I'm going to do. So you can see I've stripped the stems of foliage, and I'm just going to hang them upside down in a bundle like this. So I'm just taking some twine, tying a knot on it. I'm going to do this without any help. Okay. I'm leaving tails so that I can hang it up on my drying rack. It'll go up around the drying rack like this, and it'll just hang. I do want it to be able to be tightened, so I put a slip knot in it so I could keep tightening it as the stems dry, and then so that it's not all like a bunch of different sizes, which can help in the future. Like maybe I want a really long one versus a short one, but for the purpose of drying and keeping everything easily kept, I just like to have all my stalks the same size on the top. So I just do that, and then it fits where it needs to go. There are still a few little leaves, but they'll dry up and fall off. Let's see. This is the Silene, and I love dried Silene. It basically dries right on the stem. Some of them are a little further along in their drying process. Yeah, they're like a little bit brown. Sometimes that gives it a nice autumn texture, so I don't really mind that. But Silene, or blushing lantern, like I said, just dries really nice. Since we're in the moon garden and we're tying up some Silene, I'll just mention that Silene is a moon goddess, and I mean obviously not this plant. It's named after Silene, the moon goddess, who is the granddaughter of Gaia, who's Mother Earth, and Uranus, a planet. She is the moon goddess, and she's also associated with the triple goddess of Hecate and Artemis, the Greek triple goddess. And as much as I love growing Silene, and I really wanted her in the moon garden, her growth habit is really messy, and this space is not big enough to hold her presence. So in the future, I probably will not grow Silene in the moon garden. There will be other places to grow her. As a matter of fact, I have her growing in quite a few other places in the garden, and it is time to harvest her everywhere, which I will be doing, probably not in this video, just as really easy to just do. It's the same exact process. I don't think you need to see it 100 times. Okay, not 100 times. I have like, I think 3 other spots in the garden that I'm growing Silene. Right, then I have the black and white scabiosa, or pincushion flower, and you could see that they're just starting to, this one's super tight, this one's just opening, this one's a little bit further along, and it might fall apart. But yeah, different varying stages of growth here. This one's like super new. Same with the white ones, all different stages. I'm just gonna tie it up and hang it upside down and let them dry. I've dried the seed heads of pincushion flowers several times, but not the actual flowers, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I guess sometimes, or certain varieties dry better than others. So we're just gonna have to find out. This group of pincushion flowers is very young, and normally I wouldn't necessarily hold on to them at this age, but because I did such a huge prune job, they were just gonna get tossed. So I figured I may as well see what happens. Just see. These stems are a lot weaker, so I just don't know if they'll hang in there or not. Well, these are the seed heads. I left the stalks quite long on this. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work hanging up where I normally hang things, but I guess I just wanted them long. I don't know. I might divide this in half so that they're not right on top of each other while they're drying. I don't want them to mold. So they easily tangle, that's for sure. You have to be really resilient to hang out with me. All right, so there you have it. You want to harvest the seed heads when they're a little bit green. You can see that they're a little bit green, right? Because if you don't, I'll show you an example. I saved this for y'all. If you don't, and I mean this was like a big one, they just start falling apart. Because that's what they do, right? They produce seed so that you can collect it and have more. Those are immature seeds. I don't expect them to, or maybe I'll just have pincushion flowers everywhere. But I don't expect them to like root in and grow next year. I wanted to show you what that looks like if you don't harvest them when they're green. You do want to hang them upside down, because if you don't and you hang them this way, as they start losing the moisture in their stems, they will begin drooping like this. And there's enough squirreliness in this that I can have kind of some fun, interesting texture, but I don't want all of them to just be nodding their heads. All right, I'm gonna get these hung up inside before the sun hits them, because I don't want them to wilt any further. And then this evening, maybe I'll do this container that matches what those containers look like, just a complete mess. But it feels really good how clean everything looks. There's still There's still some buds on there that might still bloom at the end of the season here. There's some Roman chamomile that's trying to like grow. So as the season cools off and there's more sunshine available, it probably will, you know, start doing its thing. But for the most part, I'm just super happy to have it just like a clean slate. And the container over here will be the same way. I'll maybe just throw a before and after shot at the end of this video, just so you can see, or maybe right here. So you can see what it looks like before and what it looks like after I take away all the pincushion flowers and the Silene. Oh, that is going to do it for this Moon Day video. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your week, and I hope you're celebrating your life, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.